Now, we know this will save families as much as several $100s on their utilities. We know it will make our economy less dependent on fossil fuels, helping to protect the planet for future generations. But I want to emphasize that Homestar will also create business and spur hiring up and down the economy. I was just meeting with a number of business leaders in different segments of this industry. We've got some manufacturers making insulation and windows and other products. We've got folks who are contractors. So stand up, guys. The guys I just met with. See, they're ready to work. They're ready to go. So we were just talking about how they are geared up, and they've got the capacity to guarantee a homeowner that if they're willing to do this work on their house, they will get their money back, not just through the rebate, but in the energy savings that you're seeing each year. So let's say you decide to use this rebate to seal up and insulate your attic because you want to save electricity, but also because you're tired of a drafty house. Think about all the ways in which that will stimulate jobs and growth. Now, if you really knew what you were doing, you might do it yourself, but you're probably going to have somebody come to the house to carry out the insulation work because you did the smart thing and you refused to let your husband do it himself. That's a smart thing. He'll be stubborn. He'll tell you he can do it. But don't listen to him. So that creates work for small businesses and contractors like some of the folks who are here today. And obviously, construction work that's been as hard hit as anything during this recession. So you've got a lot of skilled contractors ready to go. And that, in turn, means that the contractors start hiring some of these folks who may have been laid off. Some of them may have been trained right here at Savannah Tech. Now, you also have to buy the insulation, the other materials. And that means you're producing business for your local retailer. And that retailer has to purchase those supplies from manufacturers. As I said, most of them located right here in the United States of America. And I mentioned, these domestic manufacturers who are in the crowd, they would benefit from this program. And then there's this huge amount of capacity, excess capacity in construction and related industries to meet any surge of demand that was out there. So the fact is that there's nearly 25% unemployment in the construction industry so far. So construction companies, hardware stores, contractors, manufacturers, they faced a rapid decline in demand in the wake of the mortgage crisis. And to make matters worse, these businesses have seen the same decline in credit that has hurt every sector of our economy. So these are companies ready to take on new customers. They're workers eager to do new installations and renovations, factories ready to produce new building supplies. All we've got to do is create the incentives to make it happen. And this is not a Democratic idea or a Republican idea. This is a common sense approach that will help jumpstart job creation while making our economy stronger. So ultimately, that's what we're called to do. Just like a responsible homeowner will invest in their homes in the near term to fortify their economic security in the long term, we've got to do the same as a country. It'll have some costs on the front end. You buy a new boiler, or you get some insulation, or you get some new windows. That's going to have an initial cost. And the same is true from a government perspective. And it's going to be politically difficult to do some of this, but it's what's right to plan for our future. The same is true when it comes to reforming our education system. The same is true when it comes to trying to make our health care system more affordable. The same is true when it comes to energy. Each of these things are hard. Some of them have some costs on the front end. And, working stuff through Congress is more than a notion. But by taking these steps, We'll help foster the kind of broadly shared growth that will serve us in the years and the decades to come. That's how we'll create the conditions for businesses to expand and hire. That's how we'll truly grow our middle class again. That's how we'll not only rebuild our economy, but we'll rebuild it stronger than it was before this crisis. I am confident that we can do it. Savannah Tech's leading the way. A whole bunch of folks in this room are leading the way. And I just hope that Washington stands alongside you in making sure that we've got the kind of energy future that we need. Thank you very much, everybody. God bless you. God bless the United States of America.